Lots and lots of requests coming in for OTIC. We're going to go ahead and cover this as I know it had a pretty good run up. I think we have an edge for the trade within this analysis thread. So let's go ahead and dive right in. What is up, you guys? This is ARCa coming at you with an OTIC raw price action and technicals thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa. But with that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the charts. So we are looking at OTIC Autonomy Inc. on the one-day chart. This is the daily chart. And I want to go ahead and just talk about the technicals first. So in this, this is the algorithmic built-in suggestion for TradingView in particular. So you're looking at a neutral sell or buy on the radar here, so or on the odometer here. But I am noticing that first of all, this is definitely in accordance to what I'm looking at the price action like for now, but the analyst rating, this is at a strong buy, which makes me feel that they could potentially be setting a trap here. So the analyst rating, which is outsourced, versus the technicals rating, which is built into the algorithmic trading, or the algo built in the trading view to be able to tell us whether the asset is a good buy or a sell. The analyst rating is actually people. So this is making me feel a little weird, you know? So let's go ahead and just dive right into the chart so that we can see exactly what I mean by that. But here we go. So first of all, let's just notice the gaps that we have. Okay, so we do have a gap right below where we're currently sitting, which we closed at about 14 cents, 14.40. I know it's going to be different because this is not reflecting, the daily chart doesn't reflect the aftermarket activity. It would be the 12-hour and under that would show us that aftermarket activity. Okay, so the daily chart closure was at 14.40, and we are noticing here that we do have a gap between let's see, it's not $11.53. I'm sorry, that's actually 11 cents. So we can actually just correct this to be like this. Apologies. Sometimes this, that can happen. So yeah, about 11 cents to about 14 cents is this gap range right here. And we do have a massive gap that we actually did close that was located right over here. And that was closed with the run up almost to the, to the very penny of where the gap had started on the daily chart here. So we do have a massive gap up here, but I don't think that we're going to be reaching this area anytime soon, you guys. And let's go ahead and verify exactly why. Okay, so first of all, this is the buy hourly chart on OTIC, and I am noticing a broadening, an ascending broadening wedge. Now, this usually presents a bearish outlook, and it does have a bearish price objective for us to evaluate. So usually for bearish formations in this case, they usually follow the golden rule of 3, but it's strictly to 3. So when you're making a test of the resistance on test 1, 2, and 3, what happens after that third test is, yes, similarly to the bullish outcome of a descending broadening wedge, to where we do capitulate and find an accumulation of sorts, except that when it's a bearish setup like this, you are looking at a continuation to the downside, typically per the playbook rules of the ascending broadening wedge. Okay, so now the price objective for this particular formation is usually found at the genesis of the formation. So in this case, the price objective is absolutely 7 cents or 707. So now if we can take just an inverse fib from this point here, which is the low of this swing, and the high of the swing right over here, you can actually see that the low is suggesting right at the 1.618 golden mean at 7 cents, which is suggesting 704, and this is 707. So this is very, very tight in confluence with what the formation has as a price objective. Okay, now another thing to notice here is that this ticker is actually following a geometrical pattern. It's definitely trading to mathematics, and the way we can actually figure that is taking a Fibonacci from this swing high to the overall to the overall swing low, actually to the to the previous day's swing low right over here. And this Fibonacci sequence from these areas give us a top target of 3281 right at the 4.618 golden mean, and the high of this right here reached right to that 418 to that 4.618 before coming right back down. Very, very, very curious that we would do this once again. And I tell everybody the strongest run-ups usually go to the 4.618. So this is an important metric for us to keep in mind. Okay, the Fibonacci sequence is absolutely of great importance for trading, at least in my strategy, right? So no hate on any other strategies whatsoever. Okay, as long as you master your strategy, then you know where your edge is. Okay, the strategy is per your type of character, per your persona. Okay. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. But yes, this is giving me a little bit of a bearish outlook here. Also, this is a small gap right here that we're looking at that we're potentially going to fill since we're so close to it already. So this is between almost 11 cents and so 1082 to 1163 is the gap range here. You can actually see the values here. I made these numbers a little larger for us to be able to see on smaller screens and stuff. I know I realize that I have a lot of space within my screens here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. So the downside that we were facing was absolutely not random, and we were flash warned so many times. I know that I have a lot of requests in the way, you guys, so I'm trying my best to be able to get to these tickers appropriately, right? I just want to make sure to give everybody a shot at their ticker so that they can see the potentials behind them. Okay, so in this case, I have uploaded here onto TradingView this image of divergent drives of the RSI versus price action. So divergence is usually, they refer to the opposition from price action versus an RSI or a MACD or a momentum type of indicator. So the opposition is this. So in this case, we have several drives. I'm not even going to count them. We have several drives of regular bullish divergence, which usually have, of regular, my goodness, what is happening right here? Of hidden bearish divergence, okay? So the hidden bearish divergence usually happens with, I'm sorry guys, wow. It usually happens when the price action makes a higher low and the indicator makes a higher high. So in this case, you can see all the price action making a higher low structure right to this point right here. So the confirmation was actually this peak of the RSI, very sharp right there, and the RSI making the higher high signals. So it was just a massive amount of signals giving us the potential of an immediate sell-off, and that is exactly what happened. So keeping an eye on your divergences for your momentum indicator versus the price action are very important. Not the one-stop solution though, okay? Don't use this as a one-stop solution. I would honestly use this as just another confirmation to add to the puzzle, or for you to add into the factors, right? For you to know which way the asset is going in a discretionary manner. Okay, without using data-backed results or back tests in a systematic manner like I do. But yeah, in this case, I want to show you how to gain those tricks into understanding downside or upside. So this is one of them. Okay, so now let's open up a multi-pane so that we can gauge a bias for direction, at least in the, we'll do the immediate short term like we usually do. So we'll load here on the first pane, the 30-minute RSI, and we'll go ahead and make it larger for us to see exactly what's happening. Okay, so this is a neutral signal. So new viewers, new listeners, this is the RSI. These are the RSI properties or the zones that I've made this diagram. I made this diagram here for you guys to be able to tag along. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 zones of the RSI located right over here. So just so you can gander at it as I talk. Okay, so the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame RSI is suggesting a continuation sideways. So the pink line represents the moving average, the 14-day moving average within an RSI, and the RSI signal itself is the purple line. So this is a typical RSI setup, okay, you guys? So now the bi-hourly is also suggesting sideways trading right here. So this is, it looks like there's something is people are pensive about it? I'm not sure. I don't follow fundamentals whatsoever. I'm a short-term systematic trader, so this doesn't actually apply. The fundamentals don't usually apply for my time frame of trading. Okay, so also the 6 hour is suggesting some sideways trading as well, and finally the 12 hour is also suggesting sideways trading. So we are not getting any type of suggestions from our RSI. So when this type of situation happens, we can add one more trick to see if we can gauge that edge for the following day or the following session. So in this case, let's go ahead and add some the ARC-Series Crypstex indicators. So the ARC-Series is actually named after me, ARCa. So these developers are Crypstex Trading. They're very intelligent group of developers that have come to me and since endorsed me or partnered with me so that we can be able to gain a deeper edge in the trade with some awesome indicators that they have developed here. So let's go ahead and just take a look at them. First of all, this is the ARC balancer. Okay, so these are the indicators. These are the indicators here listed with Crypstex, right? So this is the ARC balancer. So if you're having trouble understanding where your higher highs or lower highs are, or your higher lows are, this is a great way for you to be able to get that edge, and it'll show you, your lines and stuff. So this is sometimes the charts look a little too cluttered or saturated. So using an indicator like this could help in identifying where your higher highs and higher low structures are, right, per averages here. So now the reason why I'm bringing this up is not actually for the balancer, but it's more for the ARC armor. Okay, so the ARC armor, let's let it load. There we go. So the ARC armor is comprised of several exponential moving averages set to different timings, but are very close to each other, so that we can algorithmically place them within the chart so that they can read price action and give us a wave of direction, thus give us buy and sell signals. So for example, here we had a short signal. It went all the way down. We have a long signal up, short signal down. We have a long signal. We had a huge massive up run, and this short signal printed at this uptrend, giving us a pretty good downside guess in which we still haven't recovered with a buy signal just yet. So this is the edge that I'm talking about per the suggestions of the RSI not giving us that downside or upside suggestion. So the ARC armor in the hourly chart particularly is giving us a short signal and continuing. It has not printed that long signal just yet. This is the ARC enhanced MACD, and it has printed that bear signal as well right at the top, right in confluence with the ARC armor, and it's still suggesting a continuation onto the downside. We have now moved beyond the mean, so it is still suggesting that. Now the reason why I have the ARC whale spotter here is because of a few things actually. So the ARC whale spotter did notice a trend in direction change, and it printed a large red ball here that usually signifies an incoming downside. So the ARC whale spotter was potentially early by, man, let's see. So we're on the hourly chart. So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours early into identifying a potential downside. So this is very important. But the whale spotter I wasn't gonna actually show it to you in this time frame. I was gonna show it to you in the 12 hour, because in the 12 hour, the whale spotter, which has an RSI built into it, it has a VWAP built into it. It does have a money flow index and directional waves also. So in the 12 hour, you can actually see that this printed the sell signal at the very top just before the bear signal applied in the enhanced MACD. So these indicators are very powerful into suggesting what could be a potential downside incoming. So this could be that edge that is giving us the sell signal. So which is very much in accordance to this here. Usually after the third test of the ascending broadening wedge, we do start to realize a downside here. Okay, but please know that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as a form of entertainment. Please do your own DD, and we'll be okay. Okay, you guys? But I think this is a pretty good place for me to leave off the video. These indicators are available to you. Just send me a DM and I will be able to guide you in the process of acquiring these indicators for your trading purposes. But yeah, with that said, actually one more thing. I'll leave the links in the description below for you to consider joining the ARCa trading community, and visit me on Twitter, say hi. The TradingView software affiliate link will also be located right down there if you want to go ahead and trade like me, and it gives you access to all these technicals and fundamental data as well. Okay, you guys, but with that said, I wish you a good night and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.